Hello and welcome back to our sessions on finite automata. Till now we have seen the definition of regular expression, how to compose and write regular expressions for the given problem statements, and also how to prove the equivalence of two regular languages. Also, we have understood the applications of regular expression. In today's session, we will be dealing with the definitions of deterministic and non-deterministic finite automata, along with understanding the difference between NFAs and DFAs. So let's see what is the definition of deterministic finite automata. The definition says that DFA consists of finite set of states. One state is a start state and there can be one or more final states. In DFA, from each state on each input symbol, there is exactly one transition. So let us see the mathematical model of our DFA. So M says Q, summation, rho, Q0 and F. Let us see what each of these symbol is going to represent in our mathematical model. So here Q is representing finite set of states, summation or sigma is representing input alphabet, rho is representing transition function which is defined as Q cross input giving us next state. Q0 is start state, that is Q0 belongs to Q, and F is finite set of final states, that is F will be a subset of Q. Now here Q0 will be represented as a normal state name, whereas F is always going to be represented as a set because it is a subset of Q even though there is a single final state. Let us see an example to get a better detailing of DFA. Here we have a transition diagram consisting of Qs as QA, QB, QC and our input alphabets are zeros and ones. Next, the Q0 is our QA, that means it is our start state, and F, that is final state, is QC. Let us see how to design the transition table. So here we have from QA to QA, QB, QB to QC, QB, QC to QA and QB, where QA and QC are start state and final states respectively. Let us see the working of our deterministic finite automata. Here we can see an example where QA, 110 is given as input. So from QA it will transit to QB, from QB it will go to QB again, from QB it is going to QC on getting the last input symbol and reaching our final state where our input string is becoming empty. Here we do not have the concept of machine function which we had in FSM, which was defining what output will be generated for the given input. Instead, here directly accept or reject is the string that will get generated for our NFAs and DFAs. Let us see another example. Here QA and input is given as 1000. Here it is not reaching a final state and our input string is empty. So the output generated will be rejected by our DFA. Let us see what is non-deterministic finite automata and how it is different from our DFA. The first part of our definition will be the same, that is NFA will consist of finite set of states out of which one state is a start state and there can be one or more final states. In NFA, from each state on each input symbol there can be 0, 1 or more transitions. Here this is an important part that we need to consider, that there can be 0, 1 or more transitions, whereas in DFA we had only one transition from each state on each input symbol. Let us see the mathematical model of our NFA and conclude our definition with an example. So here M is equal to Q, sigma, rho, Q0 and F. Here it is going to have the similar representations of each symbol except a change being in the transition function, where transition is represented as Q cross summation giving us 2 raised to Q. This 2 raised to Q is because there can be 0, 1 or more transitions over the input from each state. So that is why instead of us getting Q cross sigma as Q, we are getting 2 raised to Q. Let us see an example and understand what do we mean by 0, 1 or more transitions. So here is our state transition diagram where we have QA, QB and QC. Okay, so these are our Q, summation will be 0 and 1, that is our input alphabets are 0 and 1. Again our Q0 will be QA and F is going to be QC. As you can observe, we are not writing QA as curly bracket, but instead we are just simply mentioning it as QA. That is, we are assigning Q0 the value of QA, whereas F is written as a set, where QC is a single final state, still it is represented in curly brackets, that is set. Let us see the state transition diagram. So here, as we can see, from QA on 0 we are having a transition to QA, and on 1 we are having it to QB. From QB on 0 we are having two transitions, that is to QB and QC. So that is why in our state transition table, as you can observe, there is QB and QC in from QB on 0, whereas on 1 there is no transition. So here you can see there is 0 transition and there is 2 number of transitions, whereas these are all 1 and 1 transitions taking place. So let us see how this table will help us solve or understand whether our input symbol or input string will get validated or not. So when we have QA100, we will reach QB. Now from QB we have two chances or two states that we can transit to. So from here it will get branched out. Branching will take place where one state will go to QB, 0 and another state will go to QC, 0, reaching QA and generating reject as the output because it did not reach QC, that is our final state. Now again here, since QB is having two state transitions, it will branch out again to go to QB epsilon. Again this will reproduce the output as reject since the string has become empty and our state that it has reached is not a final state. And finally QC and empty string will get accepted as the output. Another example is QA111. So here from QA it will reach QB, but from QB there is no transition on 1. So it will directly print or give the output as rejected input. Let us see the difference between NFA and DFA, where from the definition itself we had seen one point where the definition said in DFA from each state on each input symbol there is exactly one transition, whereas in NFA from each state on each input symbol there is 0, 1 or more transition. Next point, the definition of our transition function. Here it was Q cross summation giving us Q, whereas it is Q cross summation giving us 2 raised to Q in NFA. Next point, the implementation of DFA with the help of computer program is simpler since there are no complications of 0, 1 or more transitions, whereas that problem exists because of non-deterministic nature of our NFA to implement this NFAs in computer program. Next point, in NFA we cannot have epsilon transitions, whereas in NFA we can have epsilon transitions. Next point, DFA can recognize the regular set faster than NFA, whereas NFA can recognize the regular set slower than DFA. Please make sure that you understand here they are being compared against each other and not any other machine. Next point, DFA is more powerful than NFA, whereas NFA is less powerful than DFA. Again here make sure that you understand they are getting compared against each other only. The last point is DFA requires more memory but less time for computation to be done to verify a matching string, whereas in NFA we will require less memory but more time for computation to be done to verify a matching string. Here is an example of the same regular expression, that is a plus b dot ab, how they are designed in NFA and DFA. Here on Q0 we can have a and b. Then from Q0 to A it has two transitions, one taking place over Q0 and another to Q1. Then from Q1 there is no transition over A, but there is a transition happening over B going to Q2. Whereas in DFA, here we have from Q0, Q1 and Q2 each state having transitions on each input symbol, but they are exactly one. Whereas in the NFA on A there are two transitions taking place from Q0. Let us understand the flow that we will be using to convert our regular expression into DFA and from DFA to regular expression. So here from RE we will have NFA with epsilon being constructed, which is our first step. Then NFA with epsilon to DFA is our second step. From DFA to minimized DFA will be our third step or third design that we will be learning. From NFA with epsilon to NFA without epsilon will be our fourth one. NFA without epsilon to DFA will be our fifth, and all these three, that is from NFA without epsilon, DFA and minimized DFA to regular expression, will be our number 6 design. So let us get into this without further ado in our next session. In case you have any queries or doubts regarding this session, you can leave it in comment section. In the next session we can get it cleared. So see you then.